So Adam Silver came out. He had an interview today, actually, and he said that they're looking into what's going to be USA versus the world, but the format is still to be determined how that looks. So last year was like 4 teams with G Leaguers and Western Conference. It was a whole mumbo jumbo jam. It was ugly. LeBron said, "I ain't playing in that shit," so he chose not to participate in that activity. And so it led me to think, as I was, doing the rundown for the show. We know who the USA players are. Who do y'all think will be the 12 players from the world roster that we're playing against? So off top of y'all head, name the 12 players who making the. So SGA is one. Okay.
Joker. Giannis.
Luka.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's another one that was a starter.
Siakam.
Yep.
Yeah, he needed to be on there.
Amen and or Asar Thompson.
Mm-hmm. Probably Amen, but Amen counts. Yeah.
Amen definitely counts. So I gotta go to the standings. I ain't gonna look at the players.
Yeah. Dang, I mean, if Jamal Murray can have a season.
But I mean, if it happens, it will happen now. But
Sengun.
Yep, Alperen Sengun.
Yeah.
Yep.
They big.
Wemby.
Yeah, they big. Wemby. Can't forget about Wemby.
Laurie Marketing.
True.
Sabonis.
Pretty much they're gonna have a team that's gonna kick our ass. That's what
I was looking at, bro. So like, here's what I have right now.
My boy Dennis Schroeder gonna finally get some shine.
Stop it.
Because they're gonna need some guards, but Dennis Schroeder's gonna get some time.
Okay, so look, here we go.
Also,
look, here we go. So I wrote down Siakam, Giannis, Franz Wagner.
Oh yeah.
Josh Giddey could be an option. SGA, Alpi Shore, Luka, Jokic, Gobert, Sabonis, Wemby, Laurie, and then Thompson twins would count. So I went through every team and I was like, okay, who will be a player that's not on the USA team? And I was like, damn, this team, I'll be interested to see how this game will go. If they're gonna play for real. Mm-hmm. And I feel like you have to, because if your team got KD, LeBron, and Steph, all these other players, it should be like a FIBA sort of vibe.
Yeah.
In a sense of pride and like we better than them sort of thing. It should be. I don't know if it will be.
So I think the other question is, how do people vote about this? Because
that's another question, yeah.
We've always voted, quote unquote, the 12 best players in each conference.
And so also be on the world team. Shit.
Cat will be on the world team.
Yeah, because he's not from New York, right?
Dominican.
Or Minnesota, wherever he be calling me from. Minnesota now. He might not be there anymore in New York either. But anyways, what I'm saying is the voting is going to be a difference maker, because you have to then list the players that are good enough to be all-stars that are for the USA team, and stars are good enough for the world team. And that is not necessarily the best 12 from each conference,
right?
To be honest, so I don't know. I think last year they had a chance at it, right? Because somebody had the old guys, somebody had the new guys, and somebody had like the world team, international team. So it could be that type of scenario. That scenario was okay, except they used those G Leaguers, and that shouldn't have been that. That should have been the snub team, if anything.
Yeah.
So I think it's just about the format. How do you vote? That'll be my number one question.
This ain't nothing but just Adam Silver confirming everything I've been saying about his NBA and how this is now the International Basketball Association. It's no longer the National Basketball Association. And now you're going to have not only your NBA finals, and I can't wait till we talk about that, but now you're putting your all-star game chips. You literally putting all your chips in one basket, as far as like trying to make sure that the international players not only sing, but you're making a statement and saying, hey, these international players are better than the American players. And I think a lot of people are going to look at this All-Star game as an opportunity to see that. Because to be honest with you, the international players, they're going to come to play. They're going to look at this as an opportunity and be like, we've been waiting for this moment to stump y'all niggas out. And then we talk about the American players, and outside of the older players like LeBron, Steph, and the KDs, do we really have any American players that we can sit here and say will actually care about the All-Star game? So now that's going to be a situation where we as Americans are going to look bad. And again, as Adam Silver's NBA continue to progress to the International Basketball Association, this is gonna be a great time to literally say, this is where we're going, this is where the money is. Oh, and by the way, we're gonna take this fan experience out, because again, how are they gonna be able to vote for all-stars? What they're gonna take the highest votes that you get from, you know, the out of the country players and the most in the country players and most American players, and have the top 12 go at it? Then all chaos will break loose, all hell will break loose. What about the national media who's already complaining about this, and this? You're gonna take their voices out the game as well? So it's gonna make an even worse product. So Adam Silver, you got literally one chance to get this right. Can it go? Can it get right? Maybe, but again, we're not talking about the early 2000s where the All-Star game mattered to most players. Again, the players that the people you're gonna market this to, the kids and everything, they Ant-Man is probably the only one that may care out of the Americans. Other than that, we probably gonna see a slaughter fest of international players coming in and taking turns whipping our ass as Americans. And I hope I'm right. I hope I'm wrong.
It's gonna be interesting because I was looking at a lot of the players who are Canadian that are playing in the NBA Finals right now. I'm like,
exactly.
I'm like, Canada gonna be good. Get about 2, 3, 4 years when they get settled into their veteranship. I'm like, damn, I didn't even realize Nembhard was Canadian
and was on the bench.
On the bench, bro. Like
Team Canada.
Zach Edey is Canadian. You know what I'm saying? Brandon Clark, all the other players that are Canadian. Like that. This thing could pop in a couple years, man, for real. And actually, they're moving up the time of the All-Star game as well. Speaking of international, that's during the Winter Olympics, which is in February. And so they're going to have the All-Star game, according to Adam Silver, in between some sort of events that's happening in Italy. And so it'll be an earlier game as well, too. So that's also an opportunity for the international audience to watch Wemby, Gobert, or whoever else is from France. Not France, I'm sorry, but Europe, I guess, to watch the All-Star game in place of the Olympics occurring at that particular time. If they do it right, this could be something that we all decide to thoroughly watch if they're going to actually compete. If they don't compete, if USA loses, bro, and it's embarrassing, it's going to be an eye-opener for the country, I would say, for the players that are here. Because right now, they're even investing in, African basketball league. The NBA has their own league. I think it's the NBL over there. They're doing that as well, too. So a lot of African players are coming across the pond, too, to play basketball for the NBA. So we ain't even got to that point. And y'all know us melanated people got a lot more strength and physicality and speed, so it's only a matter of time before we catch up to the NBA. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting, man.